Hey guys, what's up? Shin0525 here, back with a drawing video. This week we're going to be drawing Eyeless Jack from some creepypasta. I don't know what it is, but this video was requested by Sally Richards. Thank you so much for the request. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, so we're going to be drawing this Eyeless Jack character. Again, I don't know anything about him, so sorry if you were hoping I did. Anyway, he's not going to be too hard. He's not too bad of a character to draw. So, not much else to say, so let's get our pencils ready and, let's jump in. Alright guys, so to start off drawing Eyeless Jack here, what we're going to do is start with a nice, decent sized circle. This is pretty much going to be his head. Put a nice circle like that. And then, we can get kind of like another circle right here for his chest. This is going to be like where his rib cage is, kind of like that. So if you imagine like a rib cage, his shoulders would be about here and here. And then he's going to have, this is where like his shoulder is going to be. His arm's going to go over and over like this. He's going to have a hand about here. And there's his arm. Just do two little ovals for that. And then this arm's going to go out. Kind of over and up. Then you have another hand right about here. Let me draw, again, ovals for the arms. And the rest of his body will just kind of go down. Kind of like this. And you have like a neck about here. That's pretty much good for the gesture that we need. Again, keep it very light. I did. Just because we're going to erase most of this. Is just kind of to get an idea of where we're placing stuff. But now that we got that down, we could draw in his head. That's a good place to start. So from a circle, we're going to draw in some crosshairs. So we're going to get the center crosshair, and then we're going to get the eye crosshair like this. And it's going to kind of wrap around the circle a little bit. And then from here, we're going to draw kind of like a little V. And again, keep this really light. We're still just gesturing stuff in. And we're just going to get like a head shape. So you get like a little V right here. And it's going to go up and then over for his jaw, and then this is going to wrap all the way around, kind of like this. So we got a nice big head shape, like that. And now what we can do is kind of follow this gesture line that we have, and just draw a nice dark curve line, like this. And then in between here, we can gesture in kind of the eyes. So you're going to get one. Then you get another one. This one will be slightly more of like an oval. This one will be a little bit more round because this one's kind of on an angle, just slightly. But that's a pretty good size. So I'm going to darken this circle in. Like that. And this is also another pretty good size one. Like that. And now we're going to give it a little bit of depth by starting about here and just drawing a little curve line that hugs the outside of the circle here. And then same thing on this side. Just to get a little bit of depth to the mask. And once you have that down, you can kind of just shade this in black. Like that. Same thing over here. Perfect. And now we could draw the mask shape kind of around it. So we're going to start about here and just kind of straighten this line out a little bit. So just draw kind of like a straight line. Then it's going to curve out just slightly and then curve down. Kind of follow this V that we have here. And it's going to curve up and then over like this. Then it's going to curve up and around and in like that. So we got the little mask. And then just the last bit of mask detail that we have here is like he's like crying like blood. It's kind of like he just did an Amaterasu from Naruto. If he had like Itachi's Sharingan. I like Naruto, guys. So you basically just draw this big kind of like curvy line going down. Again, it doesn't have to be exact. There's really no exact shape. We just kind of want a nice big curve. Kind of put a little line here, maybe another one about here. So you get like a nice little bloody kind of oozy kind of shape like this, and you can shade this in as well. This would all be black or red, whatever you decide to do it on, whatever color. And you get kind of the same thing here. We'll have like a little drip right there. Kind of like another kind of U shape here. And again, it doesn't have to be exact. You can do kind of whatever right here, just as long as it's like kind of curvy and blobby looking. You should be alright. Like that. Kind of shade this in. And if you want to, you can kind of add like the darker line down here to show like the blood kind of going down and kind of on the chin. Like that. So that's pretty much it for his mask. Quite easy, nothing hard. Now we got his mask down, we're going to gesture in his hood, and this is going to be the gesture, so keep it light. So it's basically, his hood's going to start about here, kind of go up, kind of dip in a little bit right there. That's going to go down, kind of over, kind of curve in a little bit here, go to a spike, kind of go down into like the shirt. It'll be kind of like this, and go down. And now the rest of the hood is going to kind of start from the top here, kind of curve out, kind of go down, kind of in like that. Something like that. Nice big hood. Kind of make it a little bit smaller if you want. Doesn't have to be that big, because that's really big. But again, this is why you draw light, so you can kind of know how big you're making stuff and make corrections if you need to. So it's pretty good. So now that we got the gesture in for his hood, we could draw in his hair. So his hair is actually really easy. Basically, it's just a kind of a series of spikes. You get like kind of like a series of spikes here. Then you're gonna get another kind of here, and then another set here, like a little bit over there, and then kind of like one big one, kind of over here like this. And now, just to go in a little bit of detail, you basically just kind of follow these shapes and just kind of go off and do little spikes. You get like a spike here, and it curves down, you get another spike, this one kind of curves with it, kind of curve in another direction, so you get kind of like almost like a teardrop shape. As it turns down, goes up. Here we'll start about here, kind of draw another spike like that, another one kind of behind the mask, and then we'll get one with like 3 spikes right here. And we'll get a nice little 2 spike right there like that. And then here we'll get like a nice spike that goes in front of the mask here, curves in, get like another one, and this one curves down and over. And we can get like another spike here, kind of curving in like this. So there you go, that's pretty much his hair. And now we've got his hair down, we can kind of darken in the hood here, so kind of like this shape. So I'll darken it in, it's going to go down, kind of over and in like that. And then the hood here is just going to curve down, kind of go in, kind of go over and down like that. So it's pretty much good for this part. Now we can draw the outside of the hood, or the back part, which we can kind of just follow the shape that we have here a little bit. Just darken it in like that. I made it go out a little bit more over here. And then if you want to draw some folds, you can draw a nice little curve line like this. And then another curve line kind of hugging it, going the opposite way like that. And now before we draw in his like body and his hands, we'll finish off with his like neck. So his neck is going to start about here and just be a curve line curving in like this. And I have another little curve line right here for a little bit more muscle. You can see a little bit of it over here too, depending on how big you made the hair. And then we're going to get a nice little curve line that curves down and over like this. Then we're going to start here and to get a nice little curve line that goes across like that. And then we're going to start here. It's going to curve down and in. I'm going to stop about there because we're going to draw on the hand, and the hand's probably going to overlap this area a little bit. So we'll leave it at that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to draw in, we'll draw in the arm and then we'll go into the hand. So we'll do the hand last. So the arm will be about here, and basically it's going to start right around here, right around where his shoulder is. It's going to curve up. Get a nice little curve line. It's going to go curve in a little bit, wrap around, and go down and into like a little spike here, like that. And then here we're going to get kind of like this cylinder shape. You can kind of imagine like a cylinder type shape right about there. And then we're going to get a line curving up and over like this. Kind of very similar to this shape. And then curving up and in and wrap it around where the shoulder is, like that. And if you want to, you can draw a little curve line here like this. Another one kind of hugging it for like a fold in the shirt. And now before we do any more with this cylinder, we'll draw in the rest of his arm here. So his arm's going to kind of go up like this. This is where his wrist's going to be. And his hand's going to be like kind of like a shape like this. Something like that. So with that done, his wrist's going to be about here. We can draw a nice little curve line like that. And then this kind of it's kind of like a box that goes around it, but like the insides are kind of squished in a little bit, and it doesn't have very sharp corners. And then we're going to draw a nice kind of curve line going out, kind of over and in like this. Then we're going to get a line going out, kind of spikes down a little bit. Then another one that kind of curves in and over like this. And now we could draw in this shape. So he has like bandages on. This is kind of what this cylinder is. But he has one bandage that kind of goes off and does its own thing. So we can draw that in. So you start about here. Just draw a nice big curve line, curving out and then over and then in like that. So you get a nice big kind of curve line. And you're going to draw a line kind of hugging it until you get to here where it's going to like touch. And then you're going to start about here and draw another line curving in like this, just to show it like wrapping around. And for the bandages themselves, you can kind of just darken in this part right here like this. And then all you do is draw kind of like parallel lines. So you get like one set of parallel lines. There's another. You get one over here. So just, again, it just kind of shows like wrapping. So you just draw a series of like parallel lines like that. And you should be good. And now that we got that done, we can draw in the hand here. Which, this hand's a little complicated, but nothing too bad. So we're going to draw in 4 circles here along the knuckles. So we get like, and keep them on an arc. Like that. And this finger is going to go out and then over like this. These 2 fingers are going to go up and down. So up and down like that. And this finger's kind of going to be on its own little path. So, this is pretty good for the gesture, so we'll start off with this finger, and he has pretty easy hands to draw. He has like really long, like sharp, like almost Grinch fingers. I don't know if you ever saw the Grinch movie with Jim Carrey, kind of like that, where they're really long and pointed. So basically what you do is just draw a nice big curve line, and it curves over and in, like this. It's going to bump up for the knuckle, just kind of straighten out into his wrist here. And here you just get like a point, it kind of curves in, and then over like that. And then this line's going to go over and then down like this. And I'll stop about here because we're going to draw on this finger. It's going to go over, down, kind of curve over and around. And then it's going to go straight into the pinky here. Pinky's just going to be out and kind of like doing its own thing over here. But you basically just get like nice long spikes for the fingers. And it's going to curve in, kind of pop out a little bit before it goes in like that. So there's that hand. And if you want to draw the knuckle line, it'd be about here and just be a nice little curve line like this. So there's that hand. Actually, this is a little bit extreme, this bump. I'm going to erase a little bit too, just so it's a little bit clearer. Because again, this is kind of a tricky hand in the angle that it's in. So I'm just curve it down, kind of shorten the bump here. That was a little bit too extreme. Like that. And then the knuckle line. So you should get a shape, something like that. Nothing too complicated, nothing too intense. But now that we got that down, we could draw in the rest of his sweatshirt. So we can start here, draw a curve line going down. And we stopped at a pretty good spot. And just kind of extend these into the hand. And he's going to have like a zipper, which these two will meet about here. So we're not going to see it, but the zipper would be this kind of like really long rectangle. Like this, stop about there, and then curve up. So you get this nice long like rectangle. And then we're going to stop about here, like right by where this finger is, and draw a curved line going in like this. Curve in, kind of bump out a little bit here, and then go in to about here. And then we're going to start about here and just draw a nice big curve line, curving down, kind of in like this for the rest of his sweatshirt. And now we could draw the bandages that are around his waist. So basically what we're going to basically do the same thing that we did up here, and just be this nice long curve line, kind of go into like a cylinder here. But he's going to have like this big, big kind of loose one that goes around him like this. So we're going to start here, we're drawing a curve line going up. Then curve it down like this. Then we're going to start about here and just kind of hug this shape so you get a nice little parallel swoop. Then we're going to start before the end of this line, so about here, and just draw a curving in like this. Then here we're going to draw a curve line going out, kind of curving in. And we're going to draw a line going down from this corner right here, go in like that. And another one that kind of curves in and around. And then here we're going to get the two parallel line thing that we had up here. We'll just do a larger scale version of that. Just want them overlapping, kind of going in different kind of like directions. Like that. And that should be good. And now we just have to finish off one more arm and we're good. So for this arm we're actually going to start off drawing the hand, because it's easier drawing the hand first than drawing the arm kind of inside of everything. So the hand's going to be about here, and this hand's kind of tricky. So basically how we're going to break it down is there's going to be, it'll kind of look something like this. Kind of curve it in. That's going to be down here. Then we're going to have an oval for the thumb here. And this is like the side of the hand. So like this is like the side of the hand. And then we're going to have like the fingers, so the pinky's going to go out and then over like this. This finger is going to go out, over, and kind of down. Kind of the same thing with this finger. It's going to go up, over, and then down. And then this finger is going to be extended up there. And he's going to have a scalpel. And then his thumb's going to be in the back. So that's pretty much good for the gist that we need. So I'm going to just jump into it. So I'm going to start off with the pinky. And basically what we're going to do is draw a nice little curve line right here for the knuckle. It's going to curve in, down, and then in like this. And again, he has really long fingers, so remember that. Really long, pointy fingers. So it goes into like a spike. Then we're going to curve line about here. And we're going to get a line that curves into like the finger here, and then curves out. Like this. And now we're going to draw on this finger, which is going to start about here. And curve over, down, and then down. And I'll see a little bit of it here. Kind of curve over, kind of down, like that. And then with this finger, like his ring finger here, it's going to go into the side of his hand, so it's going to curve down, kind of straighten out, kind of bump out a little bit for like the wrist, and then go into here. And then we can draw this finger, which this finger is just going to go, like his middle finger is going to go up, over, kind of down like this, kind of doing its own thing. And then the last finger is pretty much going to just be this straight line going up and kind of curves down a little bit right here, like that. And then we could draw on the thumb, and the thumb will be a curved line curving in like this where the wrist is. Whoop. And it's going to kind of follow this oval that we have. So it's going to pop out a little bit, then kind of go to a point here, and then go in like that. And then for the scalpel is actually really easy. It's a straight line going up, like that. And then you get like this kind of a half circle, like kind of like a hook almost. And then a straight line going down, and then it goes out into like a rectangle. So nice simple scalpel. You can see a little bit of it here, like that. And now just to finish off his arm here, I'm going to kind of curve that in a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to erase some of this so it's a lot clearer. I'll just redraw it real quick. And again, this is why you draw light, so when you do erase, you're just left with the lines that you want. So we got the pinky here, curve line, then we're going to get this finger, like that. This is going to curve down. I'll actually shrink this line a little bit. Kind of go to a spike here, then we're going to have this finger, like that. This finger going up and over, and the scalpel. So that's pretty much it for the hand. Again, a little complicated, but nothing too bad. And now we can draw on the rest of his arm, which his arm's not bad at all. So basically what we're going to do is draw a nice little curve line around the wrist here. It's going to curve around like that, curve around like that. And we'll draw a nice little kind of rounded box, kind of like this shape right here. Again, around this wrist, like that. And then for the jacket here, or for the sleeve, it's just going to be a curve line going out and then in right about there. Another one going out, kind of in like that. It's going to go out, kind of curve in, have another one, have another line curving in like that, kind of bump out, go out, kind of in to the arm there like that. And then this line is going to kind of curve around, so this is where like his arm bends. And we get a nice line curving up, kind of going in like this. And we draw a little curve line hugging it, just show like a fold. And then it's just going to nicely wrap up into his shoulder right here like this. And there you have it. That's how you draw Eyeless Jack here. I don't think we're forgetting any details, no. Looks pretty good. Again, I don't think he's too hard to draw. I'd say definitely get like a reference if you're drawing him for the first time. But it's not too bad. If you just like Google like Eyeless Jack, this is like one of the first pictures that comes up. So yeah, so here's the sketch that we just did. I will put this up on the wall here, like that. Here's the pre-inked version I did beforehand. So, yeah, what we have on the left there should be more similar to what the final product should come out as. So, yeah, anyway, guys, that's how you draw Eyeless Jack. Thank you again, Sally Richards, for the request. I appreciate it. And if you guys have requests, all you need to do is leave what you want me to draw in the comment section below. And then I'll take your name, what you requested, put on my how to draw list, and then on Sunday when I make the drawing videos, I just randomly pick one off the list. There's no rhyme or reason. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Okay, thanks, bye. Later.